In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the hop go up your ass. I got 2 feathers today. Found a raven one. Long, too, longer than my head. I got a big old head. You dig? And then a falcon. Falcon one. This one pretty, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it smell like straight air. Like, that's wild. I ain't never smelled nothing that smell like air. Unless it's like the Lorax. But y'all hand. So the Indian spirit of the Royal Archangel Gabriel. This video I'm gonna be speaking on how I started my spiritual journey and how I continued on and maintained my spiritual journey, and the reason I'm able to teach how I do, and I didn't get lost in any type of like system or anything like that. So whenever I'm gonna start from like the beginning of when shit started to line up a certain way, you dig? So it started when I grew up playing football, you know what I'm saying? I'ma just hop in the matrix right quick. That's why I'm like going in and out, cause I don't want to get into the matrix, but shit, I'm finna hop in cause my intention is to, you know what I'm saying, enlighten some of my fellow stars, you dig, that are rising up, not fellow, like fell low, like you ain't gotta fall low, man. So boom. I was playing football, and it really started off cause like I was like super angry as a kid, you dig, like my dad had left me and shit like that, and as a young nigga, like I didn't really know how to take that type of shit. So you know what I'm saying, like I was just angry. I was angry at him, and it transferred into like anger for like myself and like people around me that, you know what I'm saying, just couldn't fill his role. So I started playing football because football is like, it was my outlet to get my anger out, and I wouldn't get in trouble. Like I would get in trouble in school for like lashing out at people, teachers, you know what I'm saying, all type of shit, and like playing football allowed me to get all that anger out, you dig? So like, and it's John Bright. So I was playing football for like over 10 years, and I got really good, you know what I'm saying? Like I got to a point where I went to 6A school to play football, and 6A was the highest district where I was from. I'm from Texas, which is, you know, as the Matrix call it, the motherfucking football state. So I was in the highest district in Texas, and I started playing varsity when I was a freshman in high school. So anybody that understands football, you know that shit is crazy, you dig? But I really was able to do that because of how much anger I had towards my dad and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, and other things growing up, but that was the main trigger, starting point. And over time, like I remember around like my junior year, like I was really starting to get into like music, cause I would watch I started getting high, like I started smoking, I think my started smoking like my sophomore or junior year. And when I started smoking, it's weird because everybody else, like, you know what I'm saying, they get high and then they come back. Nigga, I got high and I did not come back ever, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say I fucked myself up or got laced or nothing, but like, nigga, every time I got high, I feel like I was on the verge of life and death. But it's like I would be in the center point and I would just be understanding things from a way higher perspective. And I didn't really know how to explain it then. At the time, I thought this is just how it feels to fight for your life when you're high. And I thought this shit was normal. I thought this is what getting high is. But over time, like as I was smoking on my own, and I'm talking about weed, you know what I'm saying, marijuana, and as I'm smoking on the marijuana, I'm getting higher, man, getting higher, and I started getting into like weed movies, and I got into a movie called Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg Go to High School, and that put me on to Wiz Khalifa for real. And you know what I'm saying, like watching Wiz Khalifa, I'll just be getting high and watching his videos, and he got like vlogs that he made ever since he was like 18 and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I'll be watching his live or his videos, and I'll just be getting high. But then over time, it was like, yo, I started to get inspired to make music. I was like, yo, the feeling music gives me, like, that shit unexplainable. And this is actually crazy because I've been dancing before anything, like before football, before the anchor, everything, nigga. I was dancing, bro. I was dancing like for real. You dig? Not no, hey, he dancing. You know what I'm saying? Then we done and shit. Nah, nigga, I used to like dance all day, make routines for myself, envision myself dancing in front of people, millions and shit. And that was my shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? But basically, let me get to that right quick. I was gonna be a dancer. That was my passion for real. And I went to a barbershop where my uncle was at, and my uncle cut hair for like 20 years plus. And he taught me how to cut hair by cutting mine. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember he was cutting somebody's hair, and the dude he was cutting, he was like an African dude. And he was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said, a dancer, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a dancer, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to dance. He was like, are you insane? You better go get a goat for that. You insane? Come outside, look at my Rolls Royce. So boom, I went outside and I looked at his Rolls Royce, and he was like, this is something that dancing cannot get you. You must get the real job. What do you want to be? And I was just like, shit, whatever you is, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get like you, but I was really young and I ain't know what was going on for real. And basically, he was like, you want to get in the Rolls Royce? And I was like, oh, hell no, nigga. I may be getting pulled out of my dream, but nigga, you ain't finna sacrifice me like you said do that goat. So anyway, bruh. Back to the story. But that's when I started getting into football because, you know what I'm saying, football can make money and shit. And I was like, alright, bet, I'll just be an NFL player, fuck it. But it was never no small dreams, nigga. Never had no small dreams. I couldn't ever limit myself. You dig? And it was just something that was in me, you dig? Like, you know what I'm saying? And boom, getting back on track, you dig? Like, I remember, like, I was inspired to make music from watching Wiz Khalifa videos, and I started making music, you know what I'm saying? I started making music, and that shit was like the outlet that I couldn't find in football or like anything else other than just anger, you dig? Like, it was an outlet for everything I felt. And I was like, yo, this shit is wild, bro. I want to do this shit. This is what I want to do. You dig? This is what I want to do, gang. And I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to make music for the rest of my life. And that's going to be the way that I leave my mark. And it's the way I'm going to be remembered, because it's like music lives on forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say Sean Taylor, and probably 10% of y'all gonna know who I'm talking about. So that shit, you know what I'm saying? Sean Taylor's a football player in the NFL, or that was in the NFL. But the fact that very rare people know who it is lets you know, okay, like, yeah, they made a lot of money, but what did they really do, you dig? Other than run around with a ball, you dig? You know, it's just like making music, that shit was so much more. I could express who I am. People could listen, people could tell me dope, like, nigga, the shit you doing dope. And you know what I'm saying? I can inspire other people for real. And boom. So I started really getting into music, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, my first few songs, nigga, I ain't gonna lie, me personally, I like my first few songs, but that shit was ass compared to everybody else's perspectives and shit. Everybody was like, oh, hell no, nigga. Should've stayed your ass on that goddamn. Oh, wait, we ain't there yet. So, boom. Boom, I made like 5, 6 songs, but other than the songs, I was just writing. I was writing hella. During school, I would skip school. This is like my junior year in high school. I would skip school. I would still be in the school though. I would skip that motherfucker. I would just be in the halls writing rhymes and like running up on people that's walking in between hallways, going to their classes. I'd be like, hey nigga, listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom, rap that shit. Nigga be like, oh shit, you getting better, nigga. I'm like, yeah, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just started like getting really into it. Like, I really felt myself opening up for real. You know what I'm saying? Beyond all the blockages. And you know what I'm saying? Like, boom. It got to a point where it was like, nigga, I was just skipping school for real. You dig? Like, not even in the school. I'm outside smoking with my niggas. We all freestyling and shit. You know what I'm saying? Started getting into like gang shit and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just cause like the people that was around me that wasn't in school was, you know what I'm saying, niggas that was in gangs and shit. And it was like, shit, I'm around them. And it's like, shit, this will add more shit to, you know what I'm saying, like how I express myself, because I was already rebellious as fuck. And it was like, at that time, nigga, I'm getting high watching Menace to Society, all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was making my mind like not know what to really do. But all I knew at the core of everything I was getting lost in was that I like music and I love this shit, you dig? So, boom, I went to football practice and no, we gotta backtrack. So junior year, bruh, I remember I was heavy in making music. Like, nigga, I done dropped a few songs on Spotify by now. Nigga, motherfuckers is, you know what I'm saying, recognizing me as far as like labels and shit. I low-key got co-signed to a label for like a few months. Westside Pinks, it was a California label and shit like that. And it was like underground type shit. You know what I'm saying? I was in that joint, pulling up to the studio, we would be smoking, doing music videos and shit like that. Shit was bad, you know what I'm saying? Shit was cool for real. And letting you know I'm getting deep into the music at this point. And you know what I'm saying? Boom, like, I remember this one weekend, bro. I'll never forget this shit, you know what I'm saying? Until it's time to forget and move on. But like, I remember like I was a Christian at this time. I grew up a Christian for real. Like, well, I grew up in Christianity type shit, because my family was in Christianity and they, you know what I'm saying, indoctrinated me in that doctrine, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I was like deep in that shit. Not deep enough to where I'll be studying the shit, you know what I'm saying? But deep enough to where it was like, all right, my good and bad comes from the shit that they're telling me in this damn religion. You dig? And boom, like, I remember, bruh, it was like I was already falling off of Christianity because of how it was moving, like making music and like hanging with niggas that's in gangs, you know what I'm saying? Crips, to be, well, it was Bloods too, but mostly Crips. That's who I was, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And what's the name, like, it got to a point where it was like, it was this one weekend, and I remember my homeboy, man. My homeboy, his name was Mark Hill, and he would freestyle with us too, you know what I'm saying? He would freestyle in the hall and shit. We'd be like, damn, nigga, you hard, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, like, he played football too. He was cold, you know what I'm saying? At this point I went to Allen High School, 6A football team in Texas. Allen High School, you know what I'm saying? Allen Eagles for sure. And shit like that. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure I got battery. Yeah, I'm straight. Alright, for sure. This one weekend came through where we was freestyling in school, and then, cause I was walking down the stairs and I seen my kid and I was like, hey bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna go to the studio. Like, you wanna come, you know what I'm saying? We can fuck around, like, cook something up, you know what I'm saying? He was like, hell yeah, man, I'm gonna hit you up. You know what I'm saying? I was like, alright, bet. Hit me on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Boom, walk to our class, you know what I'm saying? That was on Friday. And then on that Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom, I was finna go to the studio, excited and everything. My mom talking about something, you gotta go to church camp. I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? I ain't trying to go to no church camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to go to no church camp, bruh. I'm trying to go to the studio, you know what I'm saying? But my mom, she was like, she didn't really see my music as something that was like real. She thought it was something that I was just like, you know how a motherfucker just pick up a book and start drawing something? You know what I'm saying? You don't expect that nigga to be like, hey, I want to be like Picasso one day. Nah, she thinking this just a little hobby I picked up. Take your ass to church, nigga. I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So I went to that church camp, man. I went to the church camp, you dig? And what's the name? Like, I remember, like, it was cool, like, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't even hear nothing about no Christianity, religion shit. It was mainly just like a fun camp, but everybody that went to that church came together and like slept over at houses for a weekend and shit. And you know what I'm saying? Boom. I remember, man, like, I was laying down in bed and I was like, dang, man. Hey, Michael, man. I had to go, I had hit him up on, oh no, I had seen him at like a party or something on Snapchat, Snapchat stories and shit. I was like, damn, so this nigga turning up, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Damn. I wish I could be out turning up the shit. I'm just watching all these Snapchat stories on this random dude couch at this church camp, you dig? And basically, like, I felt weird as fuck though. I was like, yo, I feel kind of off. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them things where it's like, you supposedly supposed to be protected because you in this house and you around a whole lot of people, and it's a Christian camp, but it's like, nigga, I did not feel right. You dig? It was something off. And I remember I went to bed. I woke up. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, like, we were packing up. It was Sunday. We were packing up and getting in the cars to go back to the church to go back home. You dig? And when I got in the car for the church camp, I remember I got in the left back seat. You dig? I got in the left back seat. This dude started driving. And I was on my phone. I was on Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? I was on Snapchat on my phone. And what's the name? Like, I remember going through stories, because at that point in high school, niggas is just going on Snapchat, Instagram, looking at stories, clicking all day, bro. I get on the Snapchat and, you know what I'm saying, boom. I remember, like, clicking past Snapchats, and all I was seeing was LLM. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? Everybody doing? Must be some, you know what I'm saying, like a new trend or something. Everybody doing LLM and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo. I'm like, you know what, bro? Anyway, man, the fucking program. So boom, everybody talking about some LLM, and I went to go look at the shit, and I had seen that I started seeing pictures of my nigga Markel, and I was like, what the fuck? This nigga birthday or something? You know what I'm saying? That shit was not clicking. And then that was my first time seeing LLM, you dig? Like, I'm seeing LLR, LLS. I'm seeing all this shit before, like prior a few months ago, you dig? But it never clicked because it never was personal. I never really gave a fuck to look closer, you dig? And then I realized, boom, came across somebody else's snap and they were like, long live Markel, you dig? And then it started clicking and I was like, oh, wait, hold on, bro. Like, they had the little feathers next to his name and shit. And then they already had like the funeral picture and shit. And bro, I ain't gonna lie, nigga, I dropped my phone like this. And then I was just like looking out the window in the car like, cause that shit ain't feel real. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the way from church camp. Niggas talking about my nigga Markel done passed on and shit. I'm like, nigga, ain't no way, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we was just finna go to the studio, fool. Like, this my homie, you dig? This ain't no just nigga. This is my homeboy gang. You dig? So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This shit was hurting like a nigga's soul, bro. You know what I'm saying? So boom, like, I had went and like the rest of the camp, bro, I was not really there for. I was like zoned out. You know what I'm saying? Cause it was like I'm around all these people, I can't like, you know what I'm saying? Pisces sun, like nigga Pisces cried, nigga. You think they goddamn killed somebody and felt remorse? You dig? Like niggas, Pisces cries is ugly when niggas' emotions ain't in check for real. And boom, like I was holding it in, you know what I'm saying, trying to smile and be like, you know what I'm saying, and good vibes and shit, cause that's always what I'm bringing. People expect me to just be, you know what I'm saying, like who I appear to be every time I see them, which is like great spirited and, you know what I'm saying, smiling and bringing great vibes, you dig? And I remember as soon as I got in the car, like I remember my mom said, she was like, she basically told me that Markel had got like shot at a party, and I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember exactly what I told her. I said, oh, okay. She was like, you alright? And I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm straight. Boom. You nigga got in the crib, nigga. As soon as I got to the stairs, like to where my room was, nigga, oh God, nigga, I could not get up the stairs, nigga. I started crying, fool. I started crying, nigga. I had to like muscle my way up the stairs like a nigga lost his legs in the goddamn veteran army and had to get back to the goddamn base and shit. Like, nigga, that's how I was walking up the stairs. Like, nigga looking like goddamn that nigga off of, what's that nigga on Forrest Gump? You know what I'm saying? Nigga looking like him, fool. Boy, I was looking like one of them zombies on Plant vs. Zombies when your ass goddamn shoot him 2 times and the nigga ain't dead yet, but he's still coming. Nigga, that's how I was looking. Oh God, nigga, I got up to the room, fool. Nigga, I just started playing beats. Oh God, that's the only thing I could do. I started playing beats. You know what I'm saying? I started playing beats. And I was just automatically trying to connect with him. Like, I was like, bro, ain't no way, gang. And I was like, I'm finna make you a song, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was like, fuck it, this is my YouTube, fool. I don't give a fuck about getting paid and shit. I don't even care if you listen to the whole thing. Like, this is just me speaking to me, and like the versions of y'all that can understand what I'm saying from a higher perspective, because y'all fuck with me for real. This was the song, you dig? It was like, how do I? Nah, it was like, Cold hearted cause the good hearted dying fast. Yeah, my emotions all broke, but I can't wear no cast. Every day live to the fullest, it might be your last. LLM is what I'm reppin' cause my bro done passed. This shit is crazy, man, we was supposed to go record. This tears is heavy by the minute, eyes is getting sore. I bet you never thought that place would be a last resort. Put on the gloves because them guns is going overboard. This waters must have got, please help us keep the streets clean. He was just 16, but my kid had big dreams. I still recall the face he had when he first made the team. You was so mad when you moved away from QB. You was like, damn, man, this shit ain't it. This shit getting crazy. And I said, yeah, them coaches, they be hoeing on the daily. Then you said, man, it's like a job, but these niggas don't pay me. Hell yeah, my nigga, I'ma quit. These niggas trying to play me. Yeah, God, I know a homicide happen every day. But why did my nigga Michael go on Saturday? Could've took another king and another dream in a different scene. Could've rolled up a different scene, cause this shit fucked up to me. Damn fast. Yeah, my emotions all broke, but I can't wear no cast. Every day look to the fullest, it might be your last. LLM is what I'm reppin' cause my bro done passed. You dig? Boom. Made that song, it's on my SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? And, nigga, this is all while I'm still feeling the shit. Boom, nigga, I made that song, fool. I went to sleep that night, bruh, and that nigga pulled up in my dreams and told me that he ain't died. You know what I'm saying? That nigga said he somewhere else. And I was like, nigga, heaven, nigga? You know what I mean? And it was like, we ain't even speaking physically. It's like telepathically he telling me like, nigga, I'm in another realm right next to the one you in right now. I'm like, oh hell no, I ain't ready for this shit. So boom, I got up that night, or got up that next day and shit, and nigga on God, I just stopped believing in shit. Like, I was believing in God and shit. I was like, yo, if God is real, why the fuck you let this happen? And two, why my nigga told me he ain't dead? So if death ain't real, what the fuck am I scared of you for? This is my thought process. I'm 17, nigga. This is my thought process, nigga. I ain't come across no damn video telling me to goddamn start eating grapes and shit. Nigga, my shit came like this, fool. And I was just like, alright, bet. Like, so if God ain't real, like, who the fuck made all this shit? And then, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just starting to ask these questions. While I'm going to school and shit. And then boom, I'm asking these questions and I'm like, oh yeah, nah, this shit ain't it. This shit ain't it. Closest thing I got to God here is nature. So I started being in nature. And I remember like I had quit football. I had went into the football office like 2-3 days after. And I was like, Coach, I'm finna start making music for the rest of my life. And I gotta leave this shit. Excuse me. And they were like, you making the worst mistake of your life. And I was like, alright, you know what I'm saying? And then they were like, that's a dumbass decision, son. You can take your ass down. He had like a little country accent. And then Coach Gamble, a whole ass nigga, got fired as soon as I left. Boom, nigga. He like, you're making the goddamn worst decision of your life, son. Go downstairs and get your cleats on, and I'll see you in the gym. So I went downstairs, nigga, stole 3 pairs of cleats, put all my shit in the goddamn box where the cleats was at, and walked home in the fucking rain and wrote a fucking song on the goddamn shoebox that I stole, nigga. Fuck you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that motherfucking song, what was the shit called? It was called Change the World. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna rap that one, but that shit on my SoundCloud too. And boom. Now it's like, my mom like, yo, you ain't going to practice? You ain't going to church, nigga? Oh, hell nah. So my mom starting to tell me she want her son back. Like, she'll be crying, you know what I'm saying? And she would like tell me face to face like, I want my son back and shit. And I'll just be looking at her like, nigga, I'm right here, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where it was like, I started to think about it and I was like, yo, My family don't even fuck with me if I ain't doing what they want me to do. So what the fuck do y'all really love, gang? Do y'all love what I can do for y'all and what I can be to provide y'all a sense of value because y'all can't provide it for yourself? Or, you know what I'm saying, like, do y'all really love me? And shit, nigga, over time, especially at that age, nigga, I was just like, yeah, they don't fucking love me. So boom, nigga. My mom, she was like, nigga, either you get back in football and start going to church or you gotta get out. Dig, I'm 17. And shit, nigga, I hotboxed the crib and left. You know what I'm saying? So I was outside and I started like really getting into like gangs and shit. Cause my brother was a crib and he was the only one that let me stay in the crib. His mom he lived with his mom. His mom got like, I'm pretty sure she had 8 kids. She had like 2 daughters. She had like damn. She had like 3 daughters and like 5 fucking sons. You know what I'm saying? He was the oldest, so he was like taking care of them and shit. And the way he was taking care of them was, you know what I'm saying, like working at Wendy's and hitting licks. So I tried to get the job at Wendy's with him, but I ain't had my documentation and shit. It was all at the crib, and I wasn't going back there, like driver license and birth certificate and shit like that. So I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nigga, I'm finna start hitting licks with you. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm smoking with them. We all freestyling, rapping and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, I remember over time, like as I was hitting licks, it got to a point where it was like, damn, this shit is negative. Like that's how I was feeling. I was like, damn, this shit is negative. Cause it was like, it wasn't like I was scared of the negativity, but it was just like, why are we doing this shit? Cause nigga, like, I was hitting licks, fool. I would get like 4 or 5 grams, and then I would get back to the crib. We'll hop in the car, roll up, and there was this one nigga that came through, and he was a straight demon, and not in a good way. This nigga was a weird ass demon, one of them demons that try and act hard just to get popularity, and then when it come to show, they ain't never show up. You dig? But somehow they still got the goddamn the spot as a, you know what I'm saying, nigga that be putting in work. So boom, this nigga pulled up, bro, and he just started talking crazy about me, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how I ain't really like that, and he came from harder than me. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, nigga, yeah, you came from harder than me, nigga. But look what I'm doing now, fool. I'm really putting in work for the goddamn gang, fool. You ain't putting in shit, you just all talk, nigga. So I just had a bad goddamn relationship with him. And you know what I'm saying? One day it got tough because he was like, I remember I was trying to rap. I was trying to make a song. And I showed him. I was like, this song, gang, even though I ain't fuck with him for real, I was just like, hear the song. And then this nigga said, nigga, you is not no real rapper, gang. Like, don't even try and do that shit. I was like, I just snapped at the dumb ass. I said, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? I just let him know. How you doing, man? Yeah, that's mine. Shit. Nah, for real. Yeah, they left the battery and shit, but anyway though, like, so I was like, don't ever like disrespect my music, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, don't ever say that shit in your life. Like, you could, you know what I'm saying, get on me about everything else and make me look bad in front of everybody else and shit. But nigga, when you talk about my music, it don't matter who around, fool. I'm gonna protect that shit with my life. And it was like the first, I guess it was like the first time a nigga really stood up as dumbass. And it was like, fool, like, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, yeah, bro, I ain't going for none of that shit. And then after that, I started hitting licks, fool. I would get like 5, 6 grams, come back to the car. And then somehow, some way, these niggas would be smoking. I'm in the car with them. Nigga, I'll hit that shit like 2 or 3 times. niggas would leave me with like a little roach, fool. They wouldn't even leave me with the roach. They would just leave the roach because they high. And nigga, I used to go behind their back. I ain't afraid to say none of this shit. I used to go behind their back, get a red straw, and put the roach in the other side of the straw, and smoke that shit, fool. And I'm the one hitting the lick. You dig? So it's like I was being used as a vessel, and it was because of how this demon, this nigga that was with him, was making me look, even though I was putting in work. You know what I'm saying? And over time, yeah, that shit ain't working shit, but it was like while I was with them and homeless, I was going outside and I was being in nature. And that's really why he didn't like me, because he was like, yo, this nigga be outside with no shoes on, around the trees, hugging trees and talking to water. This nigga weird, man. This nigga a sucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you talking about me like that, but nigga, turn around. I'm the one hitting licks to bring the goddamn weed on, fool. And hitting licks is not no easy shit, nigga. I'm getting down there shot at every motherfucking goddamn lick. Cause it's niggas that live right next to us. And this shit is just janky as fuck, you dig? Niggas I'm going to school with. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here stealing from these niggas. I can't be seen nowhere around this motherfucker. So boom. I'm like, okay. As I'm in nature though, I'm still in nature and shit. And it's like I started getting in tune with myself, and I started learning about my subconscious mind. That's the first thing. Started to learn about my subconscious mind, and I started to program shit into my subconscious mind. And that shit led me to be like, yo, I started getting to a point where it was like I was seeing the shit I was manifesting or programming in my mind. So I was like, okay, my question has been answered. I used to ask, who is God? Because there ain't no God left after I experienced that shit with my kill. And then I became God. You dig? I became God because I realized it was just something you had to program in your subconscious. You dig? Once you get past that, it's like shit start opening up for you. Shit start making sense if you choose to accept the mission. So I'm not knowing about zodiacs, astrology, none of that shit. I just know my subconscious mind is where shit come from. So, you know what I'm saying? Fast forward a little bit. I left their house, went back to my mom's house. I just started getting kicked out. Like, my mom would kick me out. Boom, a few weeks go by. You know what I'm saying? Boom, she would invite me back in the crib. It would be good for like 2-3 weeks. And it was just an endless cycle for real. Because it was like I was never going back to who they thought I was. So, it's like they would be trying their best to love the new version of me, but they couldn't because it wasn't in their subconscious mind enough. You know what I'm saying? The subconscious mind was in love with the version of me that was doing the repetitional shit like the religions and, you know what I'm saying, the sports, school and shit. And I dropped out of school and shit like that. I got my diploma online and shit, but I dropped out back in my junior year. And you know what I'm saying, like, I started just like getting answers. The way that I started to get answers was I would program my subconscious mind with something, and then I would wait. I would be consistent with it while being patient for the results. And the results would teach me what I needed to see. And that's how I would gain knowledge. You did. So I wasn't really into like watching videos for real. I was making them. You know what I'm saying? I was making videos, but the only videos I was really watching was like people talking about meditating. You know what I'm saying? And I never got into that shit because it was just like, this shit feel like a goddamn sport. Like, it's something I don't want to do, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I just stopped and just kept doing what I was doing, which was programming my subconscious mind. And it got to a point where my subconscious mind was so clear of all the old shit that was taught to me that wasn't real and aligned with my soul, that it was like I had enough immortal essence in my subconscious mind to actually start to understand who I was as a soul. And as I did that, it was like certain things, like it's like I would program. It was like I was programming certain shit in my head that would leave like a foundation for my higher self to sit on it and be like, yo, this is what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I remember like I went crazy. Like I went fucking crazy, you dig? Cause it was like I'm living with people that see a certain version of me, but I'm not even here for real. Like I'm feeling like a whole like it felt like I was kidnapped from whatever planet I was from and brought here. And that's how I was feeling at this time. So I was like in between crossroads where it was like either I want to be human or I want to choose to be whatever the fuck I am. You dig? And it ain't human. Because human is just like unlimited mask. And it was like whatever I am, I be destroying masks. You know what I'm saying? So it was like boom. I went crazy. And what I mean by went crazy was I stopped being able to comprehend what people were saying on a mundane level. Like I got to a point where I awakened shit that hadn't been awakened in prior lives. And I started to see everybody's like true forms, and all they were was shit that I'm gonna say in another video, because that's gonna be in my video where I'm talking about how this is a dream. But basically, my higher self came down on the foundation of programs that I set forward, and nigga told me, nigga, this shit is a dream, fool. And nigga, I never let go of that shit. I didn't like think of that and be like, oh, that was a good thought, let me just keep thinking. Nah, nigga, it stopped right there, fool. It stopped right there. And I started programming based off of that. And you know what I'm saying, like going a little further, I'm probably like 20, 21 now, you dig? Boom. I was 19. I went to prison because I had beat up the police. And what's the name, like, I just seen the shooting star. Nigga, I always see these goddamn stars whenever I'm making these videos, nigga. That's fucking confirmations, nigga. So, boom. I beat up the police because the nigga was, as I said, I knew I was in a dream. So, the niggas pulled up on me. I'm not able to see their physical forms yet. I'm seeing some shit that look like Men in Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas in suits, niggas on agendas. I'm seeing the intention behind these niggas. You did? And it's like, yo, nigga pulled up on me telling me I'm under arrest for no reason. I just got in the car crash. You know what I'm saying? I crashed into a tree. Didn't hit nobody else. I crashed into a tree. I'm barely limping out the goddamn car onto the street. And that nigga pulled up on me talking about, you under arrest, get on the ground. And I said, nigga, I'm in the dream, nigga. You not kidnapping me, coming in close, I'm whooping your ass. Nigga, boom, nigga came close. I guess the program didn't understand the goddamn frequency command. So a nigga got his ass whooped. Nigga was trying to reach for his gun. Nigga, I pulled his gun out, hit him with that motherfucker, threw that shit. Nigga was still whooping his ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Random people hopping on me trying to stop me. You ever seen some random motherfuckers pulling on the side of the street? Construction workers and shit. Trying to hold a nigga down and shit. No, nigga. The fucking Capita shit, you dig? Like, nigga, I broke out of that motherfucking shit. And boom, nigga, I'm throwing niggas around and shit, hitting everybody. Nigga ran into the street. I got hit by a car going like, it was going 80, it was like, realistically, it was probably 65 miles per hour. I got hit by a car going 65 miles per hour, did a flip in the air, came down, got up, came back on the sidewalk, and started whipping their ass again. Realized there wasn't nowhere else to go, laid on the ground, said, all right, come get me. Put your knee on my goddamn neck like I'm George Floyd. I'm getting up in round 2, nigga. Boom. Nigga softly put me in the handcuffs, put me in the goddamn. That's enough of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So, I was in jail, and it was like, I felt like my life started right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as weird as it may sound to you niggas, I feel like that's when my life started. And it was like right then, I started meeting people that were more aligned with me than anybody I ever met, you know what I'm saying? And it was like we were like building real things, but it wasn't physically. You know what I'm saying? We were building things spiritually, where we were building compartments for us to go to, knowing that we were here just for alchemy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's how my relationship started to become. And it's like my relationship with my mom and shit, that shit didn't even like, since I'm putting it all out there, fuck it. Like, boom. Like, I ain't even see my mom or like my family as my family no more. I just seen them as like programs that were here to teach me how to be human. But it's like they were too lazy this round. You dig? Like, I guess the program, the algorithm, whatever, got cocky, and it was like, yeah, this nigga sleep. And then I fuck around, come here this time, and it was like, nigga, y'all ain't even know. You dig? Nigga, it's over with. So, my mom had got married when I was in prison. And I came home, got my own crib with some niggas that I thought was my spiritual family, and turns out they were just like lost. And I was thinking that they were on the same thing I was on, and they weren't. They were more so religious in a different light. They were religious in a light that is like shape-shifting. So, you know what I'm saying? It has a good ability to not seem like it's a religion, but it is. You dig? And the shit was just lostness, you know what I'm saying? And like, lost the apartment, got evicted, went to my mom's crib. I'm like 20, you know what I'm saying? Went to my mom's crib. The nigga she was married with basically was a straight demon. You dig? Nigga was a straight demon. And it's like, the reason I don't come across all these goddamn strong ass demons is because I'm a goddamn strongest angel in this motherfucker. Archangel Gabriel in this motherfucker shit, man. You dig, man? You know how strong the demons I've come across in my goddamn life is, nigga? And you motherfuckers still have the goddamn nerve to think I'm young, nigga. Y'all have no clue, bruh. You niggas would not be goddamn standing if you were in my shoes, bruh. You know what I'm saying? For real, bruh. So, and I'm not talking to people that is aligned with me and shit. But, boom, so I'm getting to the point where, okay, nah. So the demon that was with my mom, basically the nigga was like, either you choose your son or me. Basically, long story short, I was homeless again. This time I was really homeless, nigga. It was over with. Cause I was like, I'm never going back to my mom, nigga. Ever. You dig? I'm not, no, nigga. And that's whenever started going on like all my journeys is really like alchemy. So it's like I'm not really able to explain them for real, but I understand them, and I've utilized them to bring information forth. You dig? But along my journey, I'm fighting demons outside, nigga. No shoes, no clothes, nigga. I'm over here stealing tents from goddamn Academy, poking holes in the middle of the tent, wearing that shit over my neck to make it look like I got clothes on, just so I can go in the store and get us something to drink, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? I'm only like 20. And it's like I started coming across a hella demons. I was fighting them motherfuckers all by myself and started learning how to use my superpowers. Not from goddamn videos, nigga. I'm talking about from the goddamn. I'm learning how to use my superpowers from literally experience of fighting straight motherfucking demons. You know what I'm saying? And there's situations where it's like, if you don't win, if you don't know how to utilize your superpower in this motherfucking present moment, nigga, you will like die, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's like situations like that, that's what I had to go through, bro. Not saying that's what everybody go through, fuck no. But as a high ranking goddamn archangel for God, true God, you dig? Which is infinite possibilities. It's like, this is what I had to go through. And then I met my sister who taught me how to trade. You know what I'm saying? Taught me how to trade. And I was like, alright, bet, nigga. Basically, I was just growing, you know what I'm saying? Growing and shit. And I was like getting to a point where it was like I was learning how to maneuver my ability to have, because I had big dreams, nigga. And it's like my dreams kind of got like misinterpreted with the dream that I'm in, but it's like I'm still able to attain big things here, you dig? I just had to go through the alchemy of letting people go that I thought was real and utilize my own spirit to utilize this body to put me in a space where it's up to me, you dig? It's purely up to me, you know what I'm saying? It's purely up to me, you dig? And basically, like trading, she had taught me how to trade, and I was living with my grandma, and I remember like I had made like $10,000. I made $12,000 in like 4 or 5 days. I made $12,000, and it was like off of $200. You dig? Like I invested like $200, made 12 bands, and it was like, alright, bet. Now I know how to utilize this goddamn machine to get enough money to do what the fuck I want to do. You dig? Because I'm at a point now where it's like I really don't have to teach myself nothing else. Of course, along the journey I'm going to gain more wisdom and knowledge. But now I'm at a point where it's like, I'm the teacher now. And now I have to create my school from the skills that I've attained along my journey. And now I'm in a space where, you know what I'm saying, I'm just teaching, because that's what I love doing as well. I love teaching, and I love making music. And they're both forms of inspiring. So teaching inspires others to teach themselves, and making music inspires others to express themselves creatively. So it's really like I'm just an inspiration. Like, as an angel, I come forth and inspire thoughts and emotions within you for you to create for yourself and see that you are God. You know what I'm saying? You are more than what people tried to teach you that you were, and limitize you to a level where you could be manipulated to create a world that was not ours. You know what I'm saying? And that's my motherfucking spiritual journey, man. You know what I'm saying? But even though it may have seemed dark and gloomy, oh, trust me, that shit did not end how I thought it was going to end. I thought I was just going to manifest a Kodak catchphrase that shit ain't even come through, but that shit not dark and gloomy, gang. It just seemed like that from the mirror perspective, but the reason it seems like that is because the darkness is where the true light is, and you just received a whole lot of motherfucking light. Just like the light on my motherfucking face right now. Yiddy. Alright, man. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, a hop gon' whoop your ass. Love you, man. Thank you.